This is Chilling.
Hello and welcome to the best of the good life more than ever. My name is Dogo and welcome to Chilling. I'm glad to have you on the silver screen. You know what they say about life? Life is really short to spend it while you're having bad food. Here at Chike Choma, they change that aspect by telling you they have what they call a special menu. They boast of so much that you can love when it comes to food. And not only food, but drinks. The mojitos, the coffee, the cafe, to mention but a few. So if you want to find out where this place is located, they are in Bulindo, right here in Chila, opposite Mulawa Mall. It's a big mall, you can't miss it. So now, this is a moral I learned about the guest I'm about to introduce to you on the show. She has this moral about life that you can change your trajectory or you can change everything about life as long as you keep on believing. She's relentless by what she believes in life, and with that, she has kept her head high. They say the greatest pleasure in life is love. For some reason, my guest's middle name is Love. And both of her children, they thrive of that name. Dr. Sarah KASOZI-Difficult, Love, like I said, has established herself as a powerful voice for the voiceless. She is a sought-after keynote speaker, facilitator, and author, leveraging her expertise to educate, sensitize, and empower caregivers, children, and young people. Her passion is to see children and young people thrive in a healthy, supportive environment. That has allowed them, to reach their fullest potential. Ladies and gentlemen, you can just cheer for her when you see her everywhere you see her, because relentlessly she's given up everything to make sure that the world is a better place.
Heart to Heart initiative is providing therapeutic services to children.
Feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It is about changing the way the world perceives that strength. Where there is a woman, there is magic. Prof.Dr. Sarah Kwagala KASOZI is a multifaceted expert in children and family development, dedicated to creating safe, healthy, and empowering environments for children and young people.
No one has the right to define who you are. You are the best version of yourself, and whatever you need for life, you have it.
Her tireless advocacy has inspired countless individuals and families, and her commitment to creating positive change in Uganda continues to inspire and motivate others.
I chose the name Love so that I learned to love myself, because I hated myself, and also I may learn to love people because I hated each and every one of them.
Well, alright guys, like I said, that you can really just get humbled and just cheer for this lady for what she's trying to infuse into community. I'm so delighted to introduce to you Dr. Professor Everything. You can plug in there because she's so well learned. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's a blessing being here.
I've never felt so belittled, not in a bad way, of sitting on the same set with somebody. Your scholarly is so vast, but really, who are you, Dr. Professor Sarah Kwagala?
One time I was on a TV set.
Okay. Which TV?
Voice of America.
Oh, wow.
I was on a TV set with my friend, the late
Shaka
Sali.
Oh my God.
And he told me, Sarah Kwagala, do you Kwagala KASOZI? And so when you ask me who am I, the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm my husband's wife. So KASOZI is my husband's name. I'm married, I have kids. I have 6 girls. 4 biological and 2.
You're not even kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Wow.
I have 6 daughters. They're beautiful, amazing girls. I'm doing my best to see I'm the best mother they will ever see in this world.
Wow.
And so I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I work with Heart to Heart initiative as a co-founder and executive director. The other thing I do is I am a pastor, an associate pastor, a church that was planted by me and my husband. 5 years ago.
I see, you're very modest. But we shall get into that. Okay, so tell me, which kind of family are you brought up in? Because it must be so interesting. I mean, ending up the way you ended up in life. Where do you come from? What's your background like?
I come from a very interesting family. I don't come from one family, I would say. You know, the entire Africa is one family. But you know, family gets broken into pieces. And so I came from a family that was broken into different pieces. And at different levels of my life, I've been living with a different group of people from my family.
Wow.
Yes. Of course, I was born with my mother and father. They were separated. Born to people that are so much in love, but fight all the time. They were young parents. My mother had me when she was 16 years old. I think so, because she died at the age of 28.
I understand this, madam.
Yes.
So this sort of being dysfunctional was because your mother was Muslim and your father wasn't? Was
Not
Christian?
only that,
Yeah.
but it's because they were young.
Oh yeah, like any younger couple.
Yes, they were young. My mother was so young, my dad was too young.
Wow.
But the one thing I'm very sure about is that they were so much in love. And so they made many mistakes as they were growing up, and all the mistakes, of course, were also made on us, the first children, and the first daughter of my dad, and the first child of my mom.
Oh, the rub rat. Everything was experimented on you.
Yes, and they were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were not the major decision makers in their lives. My father was actually being cared for by my grandfather.
Yeah.
And my mother, my grandmother. And they were living just a few houses apart in Kisasi. I'm born from Kisasi, that is my home village. And so my dad had to be answerable to my grandfather every time, and my mother had to be answerable to my grandmother. And because my mother, they were Muslims, and my dad, they were Catholics. So Muslim families could not allow my father, who was still very young and very adventurous, to take on their daughter as a wife. So they always picked her up and influenced her to go back home. And that is the drama I was in.
But regardless of all that,
Yes.
I read, we want to thank Kampala Edge Times.
Yes.
They wrote a very nice article about my brother John. Big up to you, man, wherever you are. They really wrote
did a
a
good
nice
job.
piece about you. But what I've read from that abstract is, regardless of all that, you really had a very, should I use the word luxurious
Yes.
kind of childhood?
Yes, I
You
was.
literally had everything you wished for as a child. Of course, later on, things drift a bit, you know, when your mom passes on. But take me through that, where we call them planned kids, the language of these days.
No, I was a planned kid.
You was a planned kid.
Yes, I was.
Huh.
I was a very planned kid. And of course, when my mom and dad separated, I remember I went to Shimoni Demonstration School.
Very
And
nice school.
It was a very good school. And my best friends their parents were working in Bank of Uganda,
Can
Parliament.
you imagine the kids you were studying with?
Yes, and they're still my friends up to now. They are
Yeah.
good kids. They've
Yeah.
become good people. Even adult life has been easier with friends like that. But one thing I remember is my mom would take me to school in the morning, and my dad would steal me from school before time. And my mom would steal me again and take me. And every morning when I went to
Take
school,
you to take ice cream to what?
that's what I was coming to. Every day
Yeah.
when I went to school, I usually tell my kids when I pass around that area, you know, National Theatre, that
Yeah.
place. There is a place called Bimbo Ice Cream.
Yeah.
So my mom would take me to Bimbo Ice Cream every day. They would literally bribe me to like choose one side to go with.
Wow.
So I had too many clothes, too many things. I had a bag for Monday, for Tuesday, up to Friday. Like I had everything I wanted. And then by P4, of course, there were fights between my mom and my dad who should take over the responsibility of me and my brothers.
Why do you think so? Why?
It's because they separated and everyone wanted to own us.
No, even before that.
Before that, no, it happened. Like I came to understand life when they're still fighting for me. Like men have a problem with first girls. Yes, men have a problem with first girls. So my dad's first daughter. But my mom later went to the UK.
Yeah.
And when she went to the UK, she opened for me a bank account with Greenland Bank.
That is it.
I was in P4, and every month I had a right to withdraw. But before she went to the UK, I had a jacket, almost like your jacket. And I'm joking.
Okay.
I just had a good jacket, you know, rainbow jackets.
Yeah.
And that jacket, you know how you put money in the jacket and the pockets are fixed, like the money moves in through to another side of the jacket. There are holes in the jacket, so it moves within. It's like a bag.
Yeah.
And so people would give me money. When your parents love you so much, all their peers keep giving you money.
That's a show of expression of love.
Yes, that's how it was. And so my mom would always, whenever she wanted money, she would come to my jacket.
Because she knew
Because she
money
went to
was
the
in
UK,
there.
yes.
Wow.
And then the other thing is, there was a time I actually took all my dad's salary.
What would you use that
He
money
was
for?
working up country.
What would
and
you use all that money for?
I didn't know. I was spoiled because I used to go to Shimoni. Now, my dad was working with Shumok. For all his time in work, he worked with Shumok. He had a construction company and was their major contractor. So, with Shumok. And at that time, he was working in Rwanda, Shumok in Rwanda. And so I used to go to his friends to visit every time I would leave school. And every time I'd go to my uncle, his friend in courts, he would give me money. And I would say thank you, and I go distribute the money, give my friends, we buy pancakes from Tinder, and then mark the road. You know that story of Hansel and Gretel that we used to read when they marked the road while going to the witch's house. So I also marked the road from Tinder to Kisasi many times with pancakes.
Wow.
And then at the end of the month, my dad called me aside, very sad. He's like, Sarah, yes. And he's like, I went to pick up my salary and they told me you used it up.
All right, so if she's ready to throw me in the deep end, I'll just tell you guys to take a breather, because man, it's drifting on so well. We are at Chikichoma, located here in Bolindo, just opposite Mlawa Mall, and these guys are stopping at nothing to make sure that we have a great and special time here with our coffee. Cheers to coffee with the doctor. Can never be better than that. We take a break. Chilling will be back in a short while. So stay with us and stay tuned.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Maskari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Alright now guys, before we send you to go there and grab a glass of water or a cup of coffee just like us here at Chikichoma, we ended by, getting to understand how things catapulted, when Dr. Sarah lost her mom, because a lot changed. From what I read, still I attribute this to Kampala Age Times, so much, you are exposed to so much in a way that, should I say, you became an adult when you're still young. You realize that because when it comes to independence and how you live your life, you were so exposed to so much. Like, for example, I will say this, it's on record.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You were free to publish it out.
Yes.
There was an attempt, assault on you sexually.
Yes.
By one of your relatives. Take us through that.
Yeah.
So now you see where I'm heading, yeah? I'm not joking. I didn't come to play. Now,
when my mom passed on, I did not really know that. I didn't even understand that. Now, when I go to visit people who have lost parents, like especially children,
but
I realized
13, you were 13.
I was 13.
Would you even dare understand?
I didn't understand.
The magnitude of that.
But I understood at 13 later.
The ramifications that would come after you losing her, did you even know the consequences?
I didn't know, but immediately after her passing, I learned. Because every single person in my world changed. I remember after the burial, I went back home and one of my cousins called her sister. They sat by the stairs outside of the veranda and they told me, we are now sending you a dedication. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And she's like, it's a song by Brenda Fassie. Mama, yo, mama. And then she said, that song went on. Yes. And then she said, I dedicate it to you. Then she said, did you think she'll last forever? Feel it.
What?
Yes. And they started laughing at me. And then my baby brother, who was very young by that time, was playing with a fire and one of my aunties saw him. And she went and said, why do you want to burn my child? She put the stick in the fire and burnt my brother. And then I started fighting. I started getting traumatized because I ran to her friends, to my mom's friends. When she was in the UK, she used to send gifts to the people she used to work with in Uganda. So I went to the fences, started knocking, and they would just look like through the camera and tell the people, don't let her in.
To even make it worse, the father, the man you loved so much, went ahead to remarry.
No. My dad married when I was still in P2. Before my mom went to the U, they separated. Ali started fighting for us.
I
didn't have a problem with it. It was the normal for me. I didn't have a problem with it. We had our challenges at home, yes, but I knew my dad has other wives, not one. But my mom, my life was much at my mom's place, my grandmother and my aunties and uncles.
Dr. Sarah, is it at this point you realize that let me live my life on a mission to make sure at least, let me try at least to make sure that no girl passes through this?
It's not at this point. At this point, what really made me, I first went through a series of challenges.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I went through, like that rejection, that pain and realization of grief and loss. When everyone, like her, my mom's sister came to me and said, Oli malaya, and I didn't know my mom had died of AIDS. And she started fighting me, and that is the day I left my grandmother's place. I fought back. Wow. And I told her, just like you think I'm a slut and I'm going to die of AIDS like my mom.
Forgive us the language. Forgive the language.
Yes, yeah. It's okay. You shouldn't forgive us for the language. It's good to use our language. But when someone says, Olimalaya, you're going to die of AIDS like your mom, it means you were a slut or a prostitute at the age of 13. And that is when I realized my mom had died of HIV. And at that same time, I told her, but she died and I saw you killing her. I told her you killed her. And when I told her, she came for my neck. I fought back. She had a big navel. I pulled it. She pulled, we fought.
So toxic.
Took off my blouse, jumped off the stairs, ran to my dad's house. And that is how I left my mom's people.
Give me a hand. I'm really sorry for what you experienced as a child. I really feel this for you.
It was a blessing. Excuse me. It's a blessing that I went through that. If you do not live through experiences, you will not understand the pain other people go through. But then when I ran away from my mom's people and went to live with my dad, again, I faced another kind of emotional trauma.
Yeah.
My dad had more than one wife. My dad did not know how to care for my emotions. And the woman I decided to stay with was also very abusive. many times she'd tell me things that I wouldn't expect. For example, you are living in my house, you think you will be the heir, but you won't be. And at some point, even at some point she said something that was showing I'm sleeping with her husband. And all this time, people used to tell me, go to your husband,
your father.
Yes. Go to his office and tell him what you're going through, because I was very suicidal at that point. By the time I was 15, I was extremely suicidal. Now, the name Kwagala is not my birth name. I got bitter, I hated everyone and hated myself. I tried suicide many times.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question that is seemingly going to assume as if we are jumping so much. But
yes.
Let me ask you, doctor, how did you turn over the leaf? At that point, let's say at 15, how did you find closure? How did you find hope?
Again, because, you know, the first thing that made me change, I went to church. I became a believer. I'm a born-again Christian, so I became a believer at the age of 15. Now, this is a time I'm a kind of person that has been raised by every person. Like, I've been a Catholic before, a Protestant before, a Muslim before, everything. Like, your parents are here, everyone thinks you must be their belief. You must be a Muslim by force, you must be a Christian by force, you must be a Catholic by force. But at the age of 15, when I was lost, I became a born-again Christian. And that was very therapeutic for me. These people gave me hope. And that is when I took on the name Kwagala. It wasn't my name.
The name love.
And the reason I took it on.
It resonates with you.
Yes, it means love. I made a decision. One, I said, from today onwards, I'm going to become a lawyer. And I must fight for children's rights. And that is when I went to my literature teacher and said, what subjects do I need to study to become a lawyer and fight for children's rights? And they told me literature in English. And I pursued it up to senior 6.
So to you, this is personal?
Yes, very personal. And the second thing is, I chose the name love so that I learned to love myself because I hated myself. And also I may learn to love people because I hated each and every one of them. For the betrayal, for the rejection, and I worked through it. And the third thing is, I said I will never be sad. I'm always smiling. When you go anywhere, you see my picture smiling. And that was our goal.
Okay, so some of the famous quotes or some of the famous wordings that you put out there for these young people is that whatever you're passing through is just a mere chapter. It's not the end for you.
Yes.
You can always flip that page and you know, change the trajectory of your life and aspect. Doctor, what would you tell your younger self right now? Let's say if you're seeing your younger self in the mirror right now, what would you tell?
I would tell myself that no one has the right to define who you are. You are the best version of yourself, and whatever you need for life, you have it. When I was growing up, I did not know that I'm very intelligent, but Uganda has me as one of the most intelligent people in Uganda. When I was growing up, I thought I was very ugly. All through the years, I'm looking at my pictures and I'm beautiful. I remember how I used to take pictures as a teenager and they would tell me, this picture is very beautiful, but you're ugly. I think you change with pictures. But now I've grown up to believe I'm beautiful, I'm blessed, I'm intelligent, and those are things I write everywhere. I tell everybody, whatever you need is in you.
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. The world threw at her lemons and she turned them into lemonade. She is a strong, robust woman that is dedicated to make sure that the world is a better place for all the young people. And she says that whatever you're passing through is just a chapter of your book. It's not the end. It's not the end. Now, Heart to Heart is more of what we're going to be conversing on the next part when we return next week. If you're interested in finding out what this charity organization is all about, please, you're in for a treat. We are here at Chiki Choma, located in Bulindo, just opposite Mulawa Mall, and we're having a fantastic time. Now, we're going to change the location a little bit and show you how the rooftop looks like. This place is very beautiful, and they don't only stop at that beauty at sight. They also have great food. They have an excellent menu. We'll be back next week with another show. We are still here with Dr. Sarah Kwagala, Kasozi. You can call her professor, you can call her everything. How can people follow you, by the way?
Yes.
How can people follow you? Do you have any social media outlets?
Yes, I'm on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram,
Okay,
LinkedIn.
tell them, how can they follow you?
Sarah Kwagala Kasozi is my name. Just look for Professor Dr. Sarah Kwagala Kasozi on all the social media platforms. And I have a website, www.sarahkwagalakasozi.com. Thank you.
There you go. We'll see you next week. Sometime. All right?
Thank you.
Cheers. Heart to heart.
Next week on Chilling.
On a personal level.
Yes.
First of all, tell me, how did the initiative come about? Because a lot of people tend to care about their personality, you know, creating such things. But for you, it's more about the story and the people. Tell me, how did Heart to Heart come to be connected?
Have you ever watched a movie and then, you know, someone has been hurt, so broken in this movie and they want revenge? I've watched many action thrillers where someone is doing action and wants revenge. So Heart to Heart is my revenge for my story.
Ooh, a beautiful revenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you see people healing, you get more excitement and you're like, at least I'm winning. These are the wins. Every single heart, you transform, you change. That is a win, and that is the story of healing in my life.